Hello, my dear friends. Let me tell you an inspiring story today. It's about two of my students who learned something very important, and that is the power of repetition. Repetition is when we do something again and again until it becomes easy. It works like magic, especially when learning English. If you do one thing many times, you get better at it without even realizing it. So, let me tell you about Liam and Alex, two boys who changed their English skills through repetition. Liam was a quiet boy. He was 12 years old when he joined my English class. Liam came from a small town where most people spoke their native language. He could read and write in English, but he had trouble when it came to speaking. Whenever he tried, he would pause a lot as if searching for words. He felt nervous, and his sentences came out slowly. He once told me, "Sir, I feel like I know the words in my head, but when I try to say them, they disappear." Now let me introduce Alex. Alex was 14 years old and came from a big family. He was a little different from Liam. Alex was full of energy and loved talking, but he spoke too quickly and made many mistakes. He would mix his words up, and sometimes others had trouble understanding him. He told me, "Sir, I love speaking English, but when I rush, I confuse myself. It's like my thoughts run faster than my words." Both Liam and Alex had something in common. They needed more practice to feel confident in their English. They were eager to learn, but didn't know how to get better. One day, I sat them down and explained a simple but powerful technique: repetition. I told them, the more you repeat, the easier it becomes. Repetition helps you remember and builds confidence over time. At first, they looked at me with doubt in their eyes. Liam frowned slightly and said, "But won't it get boring?" Alex nodded in agreement, unsure if repeating the same things would really make a difference. I smiled and reassured them. It might feel boring at first, but trust me, this method works. When you repeat something enough, it becomes natural, like riding a bicycle or tying your shoelaces. You won't even have to think about it after a while. To show them how repetition could help, we started small. I gave them simple sentences to practice, like, "How are you?" and "I like apples." We repeated these sentences together, slowly at first, then faster. I encouraged them to say the sentences out loud every day, whether they were at home, walking outside, or even brushing their teeth. The more you practice, the better you'll get, I reminded them. As days went by, Liam and Alex began to notice small improvements. They found it easier to say the sentences without hesitating. Their voices grew steadier and their confidence began to shine through. They started believing in the power of repetition, and I could see the determination in their eyes to keep practicing. For Liam, I told him to focus on one simple sentence. The first one I gave him was, "I like to play football." I asked him to repeat it every morning and every night, 5 times each. He found this funny. He asked, "Sir, what will this do?" I smiled and replied, "Don't worry, Liam. Just try it. The more you repeat this, the more fluent you will sound." For Alex, my approach was a little different. Since he loved talking, I gave him a longer yet simple sentence. "I play football with my friends every evening." I told him, "Alex, don't rush this. Say it slowly and clearly and repeat it 3 times each day." He nodded but laughed, saying, "Sir, repeating feels strange." I replied, "It may feel strange now, Alex, but trust me, it will help you." The next week, Liam came back to me, looking so excited. He said, "Sir, I can say my sentence fast now." "I don't have to stop and think," I told him. "Good job, Liam. Shall we add one more sentence?" He nodded enthusiastically, so I gave him, "Football is my favorite sport." He began repeating this new sentence 5 times in the morning and 5 times at night, just like before. Meanwhile, Alex came to me with his notebook. He said, "Sir, I am starting to feel the power of repetition. When I say the sentence slowly and correctly, it stays in my head. And when I say it more times, I don't make as many mistakes." I was so proud of him. I told him, "Great, Alex. Now let's try. I like watching football on TV. Say it slowly 3 times a day." Both boys were improving, but they used repetition in different ways. Liam practiced repeating to build confidence. He started with short phrases and kept adding new ones. For Alex, repetition was about slowing down and getting rid of his mistakes. Both of them were taking small steps daily, and step by step, they were building their skills. One day, Liam surprised me. He said, "Sir, I've added a fun trick to my practice. I talk to my pet dog in English. I say, 'How are you, dog?' and 'Are you hungry?' It's fun, and it helps me remember sentences." I laughed and told him, "Liam, that's a brilliant idea. The more you practice like this, the more confident you feel." Alex, on the other hand, found his own method. He loved music, so he started listening to one English song on repeat. He told me, "Sir, I didn't understand the song at first, but after listening to it 5 or 6 times, I began to catch the words. Now I can sing along to parts of it." I clapped for him and said, "Alex, this is amazing. The more you listen, the clearer it gets." Around the 3rd month, I gave both boys a challenge. I asked Liam to speak in front of the class for just 1 minute. He was nervous but agreed to try. The next day, he stood up and said, "Hello, everyone. My name is Liam. I like to play football. Football is my favorite sport. I also like to talk to my dog in English." While speaking, I could see he was nervous, but he didn't stop. Everyone clapped for him, and I told him, "Liam, this is the result of your effort. Repetition is your superpower." For Alex, I gave him a different task. I told him to have a short conversation with me in English, slowly and clearly. When we started, he said, "Good morning, sir. How are you? I like football. I watch it on TV with my brothers every weekend." His words were so clear this time, there were almost no mistakes. I told him, "Alex, look how far you've come. Repeating has not only slowed you down, but also made you confident." What I loved about Liam and Alex was their dedication. Liam started repeating longer sentences, even full paragraphs by the end of 6 months. He told me, "Sir, repetition makes me feel comfortable. Now I can speak without feeling shy." Alex, on the other hand, focused on making his speech cleaner. "Sir," he said, "I feel like I have better control over my words now. I know where to pause, and I take my time." Sometimes, they also practiced together outside of class. Liam would help Alex to slow down, and Alex would help Liam feel less nervous. Both of them learned not just English, but teamwork too. So, my friends, what can we learn from Liam and Alex? We learn that repetition isn't just doing the same thing again and again, it's a way to grow. Like Liam, you can start small with one sentence and slowly build confidence. And like Alex, you can use repetition to fix mistakes or slow down your speaking speed. The more you practice, the more natural English will feel. Let's make this interactive now. What sentence will you use to start your repetition practice? Maybe something simple like, "My name is your name. I like learning English." Or, "I want to speak English fluently." Write your sentence in the comments, and let's practice together. Always remember Liam's and Alex's journey. Start small, repeat daily, and never give up. The more you repeat, the easier it becomes, And one day, you'll find yourself speaking English without even thinking about it. Keep repeating, keep growing, my dear friends.